It seems like every month we get conned into believing that crypto's going to go up. But finally, we have hit what seems like the end of the road for the 4-year cycle. Or is it? Many people believe that the cycle's over soon. I believe it's a believer's cycle. My nipples remain pegged. This is nipple advice. Go and stock up on your Band-Aids. PulseChain's still cheap. It can stay cheap for a little while longer. Richard Hart has now activated a next level of marketing. So I do have breaking news here for you, friends. So these logos, they aren't just logos. They represent team colors. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you Richard Hart's Twitter. He really has started to activate more marketing, friends. Do you want to be useful? Someone in the community is looking for a USA free zone to hold a couple of 40 GP containers for a month. Apparently, their contents will be imported as donations to a 503c, but the tax certification hasn't come through yet. So he's actually pretty much, friends, yes, we're doing shipments. And yeah, the postman is going to be a very busy boy. There actually is a big campaign starting. We're actually kicking things into gear. Check out this interesting post from my friend Mr. Fury's Lying. Got it. We'll get on the phones, not AI, real humans, reaching out to logistics contacts in US free trade zones now. So I don't know what gift they're going to get. I don't know what's going on. Are they going to get more items related to PulseChain? Very curious. But yeah, we are actually starting it. And just to let you know, friends, Richard Hart's Twitter has posted telegrams. Simplex room overflowed. Use this. You guys already overflowed the room. I'm going to delete the link. I guess he posted that Simplex it's Telegram, but there's no Powell Durov who can like delete or not delete the messages. Okay, I think it's made better encrypted. So yes, very awesome. Richard Hart actually puts his tweet out here. So pretty much, yeah, we're friends. We actually are starting the next level of marketing. I'm wondering though, does that mean Interpol's done? You know, if Richard's starting this next level marketing stuff, it could be that Interpol's really getting ready to get dropped. Remember, his lawyers have dealt with Interpol people from before. So obviously the PulseChain prices are still poop. PulseChain's so cheap, friends, that the PulseChain sacrifice treasury of 166,000 Ethereum, it's actually more market cap than the freaking market cap of Pulse PLS itself, right? Because remember, these things trade at the margin. The liquidity is very thin. It's very easy to pump these things up, but we've been hearing that forever. Now, I've actually got big news. Big news. Big, fat, juicy, thick, open up your mouth news. It's an aeroplane jelly. That's why you're going to open up your mouth. Check this out. pDAI pulse ratio is this chart. We have recovered all of the FUD. This was Maria's FUD. This was Richard Hart's FUD, and it went down here. We have recovered all of the FUD, friends, pretty much here. So there's only a 69% move up, and that's actually like definitively covered. This is when Maria Glitterpants said, I have reason to believe that Sommi has stolen rifles in Kentucky and is a wanted murderer. That started here, okay? But Richard Hart's FUD was here. So, I mean, for the rest of us, personally, I take Mr. Richard Hart's, his price level. To me, that's more important. The Maria Glitterpants, that's secondary to me. So that's why it's actually came back here, friends. And I am extremely excited. I'll play some PUBG music. I told you. You keep your back straight, you keep your fluffy slippers on, 3 ice cubes in your orange juice. Why does that price level mean a lot to me? Is it because I'm your friend and I'll be catching you with a Pokeball every day? That's part of it. The other part is that everyone called for me to go to jail when this happened. Jail, the J word. Not jelly. I would have preferred jelly. They called for me to go to jail. You know who you are. All of you scum. Boys and girls. But, you know, friends, I've got to learn a bit from Jesus, you know. You can't have all this, you know, lifelong grudge against everybody out here. It's more of a, forgive them, Father. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know that their veins are running with soy. Forgive them, Father. They don't know their slippers are brown and tarnished. No fluff. You want the fluff. And when I say fluff, I mean fluff. Fluffy Highland Bulls. Okay? They're still just as fluffy as when we first got them. So this chart is a ratio. All right? Now, why is that important? Because Pulse PLS is the native spear token. If a littler coin, which is on the chain, is gaining on the spear, it shows you underlying strength because the spear token PLS hasn't even shown strength yet, and you're already rallying. This is the very niche top 3% of altcoins. See, no one knows what altcoin is going to be showing strength. Like, for example, you saw PUI, you saw Solana. These coins showed strength as Bitcoin went up. And Ethereum didn't even participate, right? But it's so rare. pDAI is doing it against the spear. That's why this thing is monumentally important. Okay. By the way, this is a log chart of COPE. I mean, if you check it out, friends, it's still down 75% pretty much. It peaked at a value of like near 400. You see that? So it's at 100 now. So this thing is a freaking 3x if it just gets back to the all-time high. Now, what this chart also means is as Pulse goes up, pDAI is getting dragged with it. Okay? And I'm not going to apologize for everybody. You can go suck a fat one. Yeah? You go peel that banana and you can go suck it. You need some vitamin B, some of you. Some of you been skipping leg day. Some of you don't do traps after you do shoulders. If the dumbbells are too light for you, friends, what you can do, you can go use a Smith machine and you grip it and you can do the nice shrugs after your deadlifts. Saves time. You can do 2 in 1. pDAI shooting up. This is 0.3 cents. These are the USD prices, friends. Remember, I showed you ratios, okay? You didn't know what a ratio was, right? You didn't know what it was until I showed it to you. You knew that a Game Boy can be exchanged for 10 iPhones. You knew that ratio. But you don't know, like, oh, what are these ratios in these charts? I showed you that. So this USD chart, that's why to me, like, hey, you know this thing going up? That's how I know this is a real move, by the way. This is a real move, pDAI going up. It's showing strength. Now, I also want to show you something, okay? Not just the straightest POS chart in the northern, southern, eastern, and western hemisphere, but I want to show you the Pulse to ETH ratio, which is right here. So you're going to have to click up the ratio part up here. This is Pulse ETH ratio. It looks like steaming dog shit. But there will be a point in time, maybe next decade, but there will be a point where this thing starts to swoop up like that. And as this part is happening, let's actually use some yellow arrows. Whee! As it starts to do that, friends, I'll be recording every day saying to you, hey, notice how we are gaining on Ethereum as things go up. That's how you know, like, this big move is real. There's like underlying new people coming in here, right? When the business cycle is down, you just bleed forever. And yeah, this thing is shocking. It is shocking, but the liquidity is thin, all right? So eventually, Pulse hopefully does like the pop up and eventually go up, okay? This one's going to be painful, by the way, just to let you know. Because like you're so desperate for it to get back to break-even sack price ratio, which is right here. And when it does, there's going to be jeets again, you know? We'll just have to survive the jeets. Pulse, PulseX, Hex, PX Inc. You know the big deal, friends. You know pretty much what we've been waiting for. Now, I made this picture here for you to show you big things are happening, and you can see it on that ratio chart. Nice peg, nice nipples. This is me. Thank you to Giga for this very, very nice artwork. I still have these saved. I use them all the time. It literally is 69% for this to recover. Okay. Also heard 99 Capital said that the pDAI Pulse ratio might go above the ETH USD price or match it, which means pDAI to Pulse goes to 3,000, which is about a 30x from here, which is, man, that's too much for me to believe in because that's huge. That means Pulse doesn't move and pDAI does a 30x. But, you know, crazy things have happened in crypto. That's just a bit too crazy for me. But, I mean, like, you figure it out yourself. I mean, you know what I mean? It's a believer cycle. Friendly reminder as well. StableCoin SuperCycle confirms every day. Wyoming's making a stablecoin. Japan's making a stablecoin. China, okay? Matt's calling up the government. There's going to be the ECNY. Stablecoin. Tether thinks they have a 2 trillion market cap because it means there's a lot of stablecoin demand out here. They're making a stablecoin freaking chain called Plasma Chain, which probably no one's going to use in the next bear market, but no one gives a shit anyway. Circle is pumping. Circle's market cap, CRCL, the stonk, has flipped the freaking USDC. StableCoin SuperCycle confirming everywhere. Every single day, Treasury, Secretary, percent, and everyone says stablecoins are the future. They get to bid the US bonds. StableCoin SuperCycle. That's why this has asymmetric upside, okay? Believe in something. Believe in something. Meme coin SuperCycle still valid. I love Dick with Bart. I love the Poker Center stuff. I like the Princess Peach. I like Orange Man Good. They're all there, friends. They're all there. They just rely on the business cycle more. It's just this it's got a bit of spice in it. You know, this one hits a bit differently. pDAI went to 0 2 times, bro. How many times, friends? Man, we've never seen this before, bro. Okay. Imagine me on one of those big mainstream channels saying, oh, you think you believe? We got rugged twice, bro. We got rugged twice. You think holding to the first 99.99% was hard? Imagine what we felt like on the second one when everyone said, you're an idiot, you learned nothing. And then you got to listen to Geordie Alexander and all the other mid-curvers coping on the 4-panel quad macro bullshit podcast saying, you know, God gave you a chance to exit. You know that saying, that joke where God says, hey, I sent you all these opportunities to exit. Why didn't you exit? Pretty much implying that you should have been selling on the whole way up and like not believing anything. Well, to that, you know what I say? Stay on your 4-panel crypto macro VC fest dog shit mid-curve poopy panel of thoughts and ideas that I look to fade. Stay there. This is a believer's cycle, bro. Because if I was listening to people like that, I wouldn't be buying the Gravestone Emoji, which is now up, mind you, 10x already. And the Gravestone Emoji, when everyone's declared this dead, when pDAI goes to 3 cents the high, you are now 111x on side. Wow. That's not even $1, bro. That's 3 cents. Because you bought a Gravestone Emoji. Easier said than done. I mean, it was very intense, right? But it's not going to look intense. Everyone's just going to be looking about this damn coin. They're going to say, oh! I know what you're going to be saying. They're going to say, tell me it's going to $1. Tell me! And I'll be saying, look here. It went to 0 twice, bro. It can probably go to 0 for the 3rd time. And all my bullish sentiment videos will then be considered FUD. And that's how you know we're moving on to the bull face. It'll happen. Friends, someone tried to get me banned from the pDAI Telegram last year in December because I didn't think we were going to peg by Christmas in the next 10 days. All right? So I just want to show you how raw your nipples can get when prices go up. That's right. Yeah. I was going to get banned from the Telegram because I said, look, I don't think we're pegging by Christmas. I want us to. And by the way, I wasn't even a CUNT about it. I said, look, man, I really, really, really want us to go up to I want my bags to go up and 50x in the next 10 days. I just don't think it's going to happen. The fact that I even casted a bit of doubt, ban him. He is not worthy for a pegging. That's pretty much what the crowd did straight away. Remember, pDAI can go up 52%. Tether is down 0% again. Do we even have to say it? The market has chosen pDAI as a superior stablecoin than Tether. Shout out to Dick with Butt Army. We love and appreciate every single one of you. That's beautiful. Yeah. Stablecoin SuperCycle, guys. I don't give a shit whether you get it or not. I could not care. All right. I can see new demand coming in. I can see it coming in. It doesn't need me, and it doesn't need you either. What's this guy have to say?
What happened?
That's too low. But look, friends, no fear of red candles. So it's red. Whenever you see FUD, friends, I know, yeah, Jim Rat Crypto's the FUDder now, and before it was Pulse Beast, and before it was like, you know, Corey goes down, whatever, man. It's red monthly candles, friends. Like, you just, I can't help but be bullish, man. Look, friends, I got to tell you something, okay? But first, we've got to crank it a bit. Friends, look out for each other. And that's what I'm doing for you. Just when I was feeling a bit bearish, okay, I went on to one of my, I watch stock market guys, because I love them talking about stocks. I don't know why I like it, because they're like, I want to know, hey, is that what, like, do we sound like that to stock market guys? Because like, they're so convicted, and I'm like, bro, you're shilling a Ponzi just like everything else, right? Like, you just, you know, I can buy a McDonald's share, I can't vote on it. Okay, and I don't get any of their cash flow. It's all theoretical anyway, you know? But their brains just lose it. They can't comprehend that, yeah? But in the comment section, sometimes there are gems. Some say gems. I say gems. Whenever stock market guys talk about Bitcoin and crypto, which they are starting to now because of StableCoin SuperCycle, because, you know, some stablecoin companies and Bitcoin treasury companies, they're the highest volume traded stuff on the stock market. Look at this comment section. We need to stop calling it crypto. It's just Bitcoin. All other crap coins are crypto. So this guy's name is GayCab1. Wow. Don't step into that guy's Uber. Don't drink the water either. Then you really know what a pegning is. So I often watch these stock market crypto guys, and I look for stuff like that, because that's what's going on. Look at, bro, this is 38, friends, this is 38 upvotes. It's a stock market channel, you know? Normally a stock market channel, they're meant to be upvoting stuff like, hey, did you see the earnings call for NVIDIA? That was really interesting. Balance sheets. That's the type of stuff that they upvote. So when a crypto guy's got the most upvotes, and think about it, crypto guy, he's shitting on altcoins. So hopefully you learned something by now, right? So friends, look, you can't just be like contrarian to everything. Like I said, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you're having football night. 9 of you guys want pizza. 1 guy wants pasta from like another store. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Do you really want to annoy everyone? Just get pizza, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just capitulate into the crowd. It's okay. So you don't lose anything there, right? Financially. In markets, you do though. So I know, not I guess, but I know, friend, I know this in my loins. I know this in my peg nipples, which are very, very, very raw right now. I know that comment that we just saw is a product of Bitcoin dominance doing this manipulation scam up only thing. Up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Okay. Now, I use the word manipulated because it's like, I don't believe the rally, right? Manipulated, but it's not really manipulated. It's the business cycle just staying down forever. That's what it is. Okay. So that person's comment will be nowhere to be found if one day this thing rolls over, okay, and then everyone's starting to question stuff. That's what we're waiting for, okay? When's it going to be? Don't know. We'll be waiting. Check out this comment from Matt Yeater. Matt Yeater, friends, remember? This is for everyone new. I don't like to have to keep saying, hey, Matt was born blind, okay, because he's a wonderful human being. Okay, can share his talents and his gifts here. Don't know how he's reading blockchain, but he is. Okay, but I just want to let you know that's why Matt's special. It's special. Like, friends, there's just too many freaking metaphors with this coin. A guy born blind is calling everybody else a pussy for not buying this coin on the internet. Bro, you're scared of the chart? The guy can't even see green candles appearing. He's literally just freaking throwing money into the abyss. And he's calling people who don't do it pussies. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of magic here. This is a lollipop. Here's a little nugget for you pDAI haters. For those of you that were falsely accusing the PulseChain maker of being dead, here's a link to the transaction. I'll put a transaction analysis in the comments. By the way, I just thought it's ironic. A literal blind guy does more blockchain analysis checking than me. Notice that WETH, PulseX, and SushiSwap is being deposited for yield. I could be wrong, but I don't think the original PulseChain maker contract allowed PulseX or SushiSwap liquidity. So what this means is that maker is being upgraded. Link intentionally broken, but all you have to do is add the first part. That's because Twitter sometimes bans this stuff out here. So thank you to Mr. Webtile Hydrid out here, sir. Oh, don't worry. One day they'll wake up. Will they? Very interesting. Yeah, interesting. Like I said, friends, this is the whole game. It doesn't need to go to a dollar, bro. It doesn't. I'm just saying, like, the asymmetry is so freaking big. It's not, oh, is it going to go to a dollar or not? That's a stupid question to ask. The question at this price is it dead or alive? That's it. If you can even sniff a pulse. With consent, of course. I heard the young kids got to do contract signing now, right? Hello, fair lady. Would you like to hold hands, please? That's a new age way of, of fornicating these days. Digital fornication. That's why when things so low, you don't need it, bro. Just like, friends, when Bitcoin was 15 grand, okay, when Bitcoin drops 80% in the bear market, you don't need it to flip the US dollar. You just need Bitcoin to like not be dead. Yeah. Now, obviously, you're laughing like, of course, Bitcoin's not dead. Yeah, you're saying that now. No one was saying that when Bitcoin was 15K in November of 2022, and they were raising interest rates. And major loser Jerome Powell was saying, we're going to hike and hike and hike. So much pain, inflation, pain, pain, pain. Do you remember that? The Jackson Booty Hole Symposium at the end of 2022. Jerome Powell, major loser, said the word pain like 6 times in his speech. And it was the financial news. They say a Federal Reserve chairman has never used the word pain this many times in a speech, foreshadowing what's to come for 2023. Well, I've never seen Jerome Powell naked. But if I did see him naked, I got a feeling his nipples would be soft, supple, no scarring, untouched. They would not be pegged at all. How'd that play out? Bitcoin went up only 2023. See? You didn't need Bitcoin to flip the US dollar when you're buying in depression. Eventually, though, the depression ends, and then you're going to play a new game now. Okay? The later you buy, the higher you buy, you're playing more momentum stuff. Okay? The game changes. The risk profile changes. You get more confidence, you get more confirmation, but you don't get as high a return anymore. But that's why I'm telling you, Habibi Albi, all right, when this thing is so freaking asymmetrically huge, I mean, friends, even at 3 cents, bro, it's still 33x away to a dollar. Like, even if you don't believe in that, multiples are huge, okay? All of this is on PulseChain. All of this, okay? So PulseChain, unicorn chain, it really is unicorn chain, okay? And remember, in crypto, our bear markets go for long. In a bear market, there's only 2 things you want to own. Stablecoin, USD, and BTC. That's why pDAI might be the stablecoin requirement leg for PulseChain. And then pWBTC, the people's Bitcoin, might liquidity bond to BlackRock BTC. And there, my friends, you have everything to keep you in the chain in a bear market. Interesting, right? And then you say, but what about the risk-on assets? Yeah, the risk-on assets are part of the business cycle part going up. Yeah, but the business cycle, positive flywheel, out of a 4-year cycle, these things only they shine in the sun like the last year or 6 months. As we've literally had firsthand experience getting to see that by now. Okay, so you're understanding how all these puzzle pieces fit. There is no chain with a founder who's actually building all of these at once. Everyone is building something differently. Okay? That's what makes PulseChain special. There's one guy, there's no insiders, and he's literally building all of it. That's what makes it different. You can bet on this thing. Doesn't mean it's going to work out, just saying you can bet on it. You can't bet on this anywhere else. So, PulseChain. I don't care if you guys keep dumping the price. I don't give a shit. The hidden gem ecosystem, blue ocean chain. Okay, so I think by Richard Hart, think about that, man. He's like linking telegrams now, bro. Okay, I really think the next phase is starting. Ultimately, you know what it comes down to? It's a mog or get mogged type of world. What are you going to do about it? Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.